Well, hello, hello. We're bringing to you a side dish. I'll put a link in the description box of my original link where I put dehydrated potatoes and the scallop mix and I vacuum pack those things so they can be shelf stable on my pantry, so whenever I'm ready all I have to do is rehydrate the potatoes, which is I've already done. You can see they're dripping. And the way I rehydrated my potatoes, now you could do it two different ways, and I will put that in the description box, but the way I did it this time was I put all the powder on the bottom of each jar. Then I added my dehydrated, that I dehydrated myself, sliced potatoes. Then I took them out, put the sliced potatoes in a pot, and I boiled them. I boiled the water till it came to a rapid boil, turned off the heat, put the potatoes in, put the lid on, and I let it sit for 20 minutes. And that's all it takes for them to get all flimsy and rehydrated. Now we're going to go ahead and put it all together and make our casserole dish. So we're going to be having scalloped potatoes, and I will put the entire description into the mix. And I'm sorry, but I am sweating. The oven's on. I've got apple, fresh from scratch apple cobbler in the oven right now baking. So what you do is you get your dish, spray it, because you don't want it to stick. Okay, and then we're going to go, and let's see, we're going to add 1 cup of milk. Okay, well, that's right, I got to get myself another bowl. We need 1 cup of milk to mix with our slurry. Let's put this out of the way. And let me get a cup of milk. Excuse me, sorry about the coughing. And we're going to make a slurry with the mix. And then that's what we're going to pour over our potatoes that are in the dish. But you got to mix it all up. And I want to mix it up separately because I already sprayed my casserole dish, and I don't want an extra cleanup. So I'm doing a little bit of extra work now for later down the line. Okay, so I think this is more than big enough. Oh, let me use the same whisk that I had earlier. So you want to get the mix and stir in with a wooden or silicone spoon and make a slurry. Okay, I don't know what the difference between wooden or silicone stick means. Oh, here it is. Okay, you spray the casserole dish in a cast iron or a casserole dish, whatever you got. You put the potatoes inside the casserole dish, and then in a separate bowl or same quart jar. Oh, I could have done it all in here, duh. Oh well. Then we do get all that powdered goodness. Okay, and then you add the cold milk, and then you stir with a wooden or silicone spoon. You want to make a slurry. Okay, so we're not going to use our stainless steel whisk. You can see you got all the little spices and you got everything in there. It smells so good. And I'm going to be honest with you, I made this over like, I think 2 months ago. So when I made this, so I don't even remember what all the ingredients are. But they will do, I'll have a pop-up during the video, and then the full description with the ingredients and the measurements. And so if you have a dehydrator, this is a perfect way for you to use it. And Miss Lizette, I hope you're watching. She just got herself gifted a dehydrator, so she's learning all brand new about dehydrating. Okay, and I want to make sure I'm getting all the clumps out as I'm mixing it, so I'm using the back of my spoon to make sure that the clumps are out. Because you don't want clumps you want it to mix really well. That's why I figured you would have used a whisk. Couldn't think of what the thing was called, that tool, that cooking tool. It's a whisk. But I'm doing exactly what I said, what the recipe says. Okay, we need 2 cups of hot boiling water and mix very well. Okay, you know what? I'm using the same pan. Let's turn it on. Let's get ready to get it hot. And I'm going to whisk some more. And 2 cups of hot water. We'll just use the same cup because it's just milk. That's 1. And that's 2. I'm sorry guys, but I'm dripping here. Oh. Okay. While that's heating up, I'm going to continue to stir, and then I'll read you what it says to do next. Okay, so we're mixing this up. Then you're going to pour over the potatoes. So we're going to add the potatoes to the dish. I can do that while this is heating up. And then you pour over the potatoes. Okay, so let's start over. Put the potatoes inside the casserole dish in a separate bowl or the same quart jar, which is what I should have done. Add your 1 cup of cold milk and stir with a wooden or silicone spoon. Oh, you don't want to use wood, or you don't want to use metal in a glass mason jar, because if you water bath or pressure can, that clinging of the metal could compromise the jar and it'll crack and break on you. So there's where that's coming from. I know that. Ask me how I know. Okay, let's see. Then you want to pour the slurry over the potatoes. Add 2 cups of hot boiling water and mix very well. Add 4 pats of butter. Okay, this is mixing up pretty darn good. Let me get my butter while this is waiting. And I already have some butter already lined up. Now water's really starting to boil. And you're only going to bake it for 30 minutes at 350, which is the same temperature as the apple cobbler. Now my butter is hard because I had just gotten it out of the freezer. Because I needed unsalted butter. So now what I'm doing, let me get this out of the way. I can hear the water sizzling. Okay, that's good enough right there. Let me wipe up my mess here. Let me wipe my sweat off me because I'm burning. Okay, so let's just layer our potatoes. And you definitely want this to have dry. You don't want a lot of moisture in here. Okay, so we'll layer that out. Miss hands. Okay. And then I'm gonna add my boiling water to the slurry. And then I'm gonna mix it. This thing's heavy. Normally it's not heavy, but since I have wrist issues, it's heavy for me. Oops, I forgot that's hot. I can't go in that plastic thing. Okay, then I'm gonna mix this all up. And then I'm going to pour it on top over the whole thing. Ooh, yummy, 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 yum. This smells so good. I wish I could smell it. There we go. Save that for pouring out on our plates. Pat of butter here, pat of butter there, pat of butter there, there, and there. A little butter ain't gonna hurt nothing. Let me just get these little scragglers out of here. Okay, so that's that. This is my first time making these scalloped potatoes. I made them out of a box before, but not. And I've made them from scratch, but it's always made it right away. I have never made the kind that's dehydrated before. Okay, pour for the potatoes at the 2 cups. We did that. Add 4 pats of butter. Liquid cover the dish with foil. Tightly now turn it on, which my oven's already on, and bake for 30 minutes. So let's put this in the oven. We're going to get our foil on. And you'll notice that my coughing is getting so much better. The miracles of medicine. Yay! Okay, so I'm just going to foil this up and cover this up. And then put it in the oven. Oops. I'm just going to make it long enough. Okay, let's get it in the oven. And I did already rearrange my racks because I knew I was going to be doing this. That's going to take 30 minutes. And then we're making stuffed bell peppers. Those will take 25 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes. And then I'll put in the stuffed bell peppers. And we'll be ready to eat all at the same time. And then 10 minutes later, the dessert will be ready. And we're done. So we'll bring it back when we come to the taste test. Let me show you though. There's my bell peppers. Okay, we'll bring you back. Okay, look at that. Aren't those? You see it bubbling? Those are the scalloped potatoes. We're going to let it cool down a few minutes. I'll plate my dish and then we'll get ready to eat. And we'll do a taste test. Okay, I'm combining 2 videos because I like to stick within my 15-minute time frame. So here is the bell pepper. Look at that. And then here is scalloped potatoes. So this ending of the taste test is going to be in both videos. I'm letting that cool off because it's hot. I just got it out of the oven. Look at that. It just slices with a fork. Get a piece of the meat and the cheese. That is definitely good. Now I do need to add salt to it. I'm not going to worry about pepper. Now let's see what the potatoes, the scalloped potatoes. Now if you wanted to add cheese, you could add cheese to the mix when you're making the slurry. And that would make it all gratin. But I wanted to do just plain Jane scallops. Because we already got cheese in the bell pepper. Oh man, that is so creamy. And potatoes are so soft. This is definitely for sure a 2 thumbs up dinner. And guess what? We're eating our veggies. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye. I gotta show you one more time. Look at that. Stuffed bell pepper with scalloped potatoes. Take care now. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.